So I guess that this is the part that you were waiting for. But before we begin what you should do in case of tear gas, let's remember a very basic thing that we learned, that we were taught at school. So, as you remember, acid plus base do not really get along with each other. And this is something very useful, and as you will see later, we will try to, on this, make the first line of defense against the tear gas. So, let's say that you are in a protest and eventually there is use of tear gas. Let's say that we have two kinds of occasions. In the first occasion, you are prepared for that, and in the second one, you are not prepared. So let's review what you have to do in case you are not prepared. So the first thing that you have to do is that you have to go against the wind away from the tear gas. So the wind will carry the tear gas away from you and you will be harmless. Then the other thing that you have to do is to try to change clothes as much as possible, as fast as possible, because your clothes will be soaked with tear gas. So even if you go away from the incident zone, you will still have the effects of the tear gas because tear gas will be on your clothes. Then the other thing that you have to do is that you should try to throw water into your eyes. We have already mentioned that, but it is very important. And it is something really very simple to do. Then, as we said before, in case that you wear contacts, then you have to remove them right away. Because as we said, the contacts keep the tear gas into your eyes, prolonging the effects and probably hurting you. And as we said, if contacts are contaminated, you cannot clean them, throw them away right away. Then another thing that you should remember is that, as we said, tear gas is above all a weapon that targets fear. So even before you see the smoke, the actually tear gas cloud, let's say, coming at you, you will hear some gunshots. These gunshots are not obviously real gunshots. These are the explosions of the grenades that are used to transfer the tear gas at you. So you will hear noise of the guns, hear noise of guns, but at the end it is nothing really dangerous, so keep your calm. Now, let's see what you have to do in case that you are prepared. So, as we said earlier, the first thing that you have to do is that you have to cover as much of your body as possible. The less of your body that is exposed to tear gas, the better for you. Then another good idea would be to have with you a scarf. But you have to make sure that this scarf is soaked with either wine guard or a product that you can find in most pharmacies called Malox. Now, why we have two versions of what you should put onto the scarf? As we said earlier, the combination of acid and base eliminates the effects of each other. So there are two types of tear gas. One type is based of acid and the other one is based on base. So in case that a tear gas based on base is used against you, then you have to use acid to countermeasure it. So Vanguard is an acid and should be used against tear gas that are basic. Malox is a commercial name of an anti-acid product that usually used when you have that feeling of burning in your stomach. This fights the acid that you have in your stomach, but it can fight any acid, so it could be used against tear gas that contains acid. So Mallox is basic. Please note that here I have written the chemical types of the substances, not the tear gas. So now that I have written acid, it should be used against tear gas that is basic. Now that I have written basic, it should be used against tear gas that is acid. Now that you should wonder, like, which should you choose? Really, honestly, there is no way that you know in advance what kind of tear gas is going to be used against you. They all look the same. The best thing that you have to do is that you experiment yourself, and either one that makes you feel better, then this is the correct choice. Another thing that you can do is just ask some other people who have been in a protest in the same city. Probably the police is going to use the same tear gas. So be prepared. Now, breathing through a scarf that is soaked with any of these two substances is generally not pleasant. But if you have to compare that effect with the effect of tear gas, then certainly you do prefer to breathe through this. So they are preferable. But now pay attention. After a while, the tear gas will soak the scarf. So these two substances will not be able to help you much. Instead of breathing these two substances, you will be breathing the tear gas that is soaked into the scarf. So the best case, so by then, the scarf is not offering you any protection. So the best thing that you have to do is you have to remove it. So remove it after it gets soaked. In this case, you either are forced to breathe the actual tear gas, or you could have planned ahead and have some sealed bags, properly sealed bags, that have new scarves soaked in one of these two substances. With scarves. Probably if they are not sealed, your new scarves are going to be again soaked with tear gas, so there is no point in using it. Then, another thing that you have to remember is that all the kinds of tear gas actually react with the natural oils that you have on your body. So a good thing to do before a protest would be to wash yourself very well with alkalic soap. This will remove all the fat and the oils that you have on your body, therefore making the tear gas less effective. Then another thing that you could do is that you could wear glasses that probably seal your eyes. This could be the average glasses that you wear in a swimming pool. But remember, these glasses should probably seal your eyes. If they don't, there is no point in using them. It could actually make things worse. And the other thing is that when you do remove them, you have to pay attention that you remove them slowly, because the change of pressure between your eyes and the air outside of the glasses could hurt your eyes. Then another option that you might consider is to actually wear a gas mask. Now, this is somewhat strange because in some cases wearing a gas mask is actually considered resistance against the authorities. It seems that you must always be vulnerable against the tear gas. Moreover, a lot of the times many of the hooligans wear a gas mask. That would make the police believe that actually you are a hooligan. So you should use it on your own. You should be cautious by using it. Another thing that you do remember is that even though this is the best kind of protection against tear gas, it can be dangerous.